Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes.
Is there anybody out there that wants to roll? And is there anybody out there that wants to boogie? Tonight, live from the Apollo, Glasgow.
Well, if you're looking for trouble, I'm the man to see. If you're looking for satisfaction, it's satisfaction guaranteed. I'm as cool as a body on ice. Hatching and the rolling dice. Send you to heaven, or take you to hell. I ain't fooling, count your tail. I'm a live one. Loving this technology working, mate.
Oh,
I shouldn't say much.
am I in short?
How you doing? Eh?
Am I in short?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello and good evening and welcome to Glasgow Apollo Live, the show where we talk absolute nonsense for about an hour about the Glasgow Apollo and share memories, try to share memories, I should say, shouldn't I, mate? My name is Scott MacArthur here in the Cotswolds.
And my name is Andy Muir. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. I've had a frantic week, so it's been and it's been good because it's been work that I've been frantic with. It's been great spending less time with the family. It's been absolutely magic.
Oh, mate.
Oh man, honestly, it's been brilliant. I don't even know what they've been doing. It's just great not to have seen them for 2 or 3 days. Well, I've fed them. That's all I've done. Hi, James. How you doing? Nice to see you back. Hi, Derek. How you doing? So, what have you been listening to this week then?
This week I've been listening to mainly Cry of Love again. I'm in a WhatsApp group. I've told you this, but I'm in a WhatsApp group where we have a song of the week and an album of the week, and we have a quarter-final, semi-final, final, and this week it was Rage Against the Machine. They won.
Against Cry of Love.
No, that was my album of the week. No,
right, okay.
My songs got turfed out first round.
Oh dear. Oh well. Some folk have got no taste. I reckon Cry of Love should get an honorary Apollo ticket. We should get one made by the guys at Talisman. Anyway, this week we've got you were going to say something first, weren't you? About something you wrote in the Facebook group.
This week I must apologise. I read something wrong on Scott's post. It wasn't very clear. It was
he didn't read it at all.
He's a bit vague and didn't know what he's doing. I didn't know what he was doing.
Date clear.
I thought Tom Russell was on this week. He's not. So if we see a massive drop in viewers, they're going, mate. They're going. They're all going. He's not on this week. Sorry, but you just have to put up with one baldy guy.
Yeah.
And I'll see if I can squeeze out a beard for next week.
God. Oh, maybe we should do it. No, that'd be a step too far, wouldn't it? ZZ Top.
You shave your head.
No, not doing that. So we might as well mention it now, given that you've screwed it up. Next week we have Uncle Tom Russell on the show, and if you don't know who Tom Russell is, then you probably shouldn't be watching this program.
Yeah.
But
he is the man that rocks Glasgow.
Yes, very good. There he is. Look at that face. Who couldn't love that face or want to punch it? One of the two.
He's got a well lived in face there.
He has. Now we're chuffed to bits that Tom's coming on. We've had a kind of association with Tom now for
And he's always been really kind and done what he can for us. So we're delighted he's come on. It's just great. So if you have any questions for Tom, please stick them on the Facebook group, or you can use my very underused email address for this Apollo group, because nobody ever sends me any videos. So you can send them to apollomemories@yahoo.co.uk. Oh, look at him.
Playing a tiny violin, mate.
Up with us. It's not professional. It's not professional. No, stop it. It's not professional. Anyway, so Tom's going to come on and he's going to wax lyrical as he always does. And questions already. There's been a load on Facebook, and we had an email came flooding in from young Callum McPherson from Glasgow band the Black Star Jackals with some questions. Good idea for a plug, mate. I like it. But I quite like the band as well, so well done. But if anybody else has got a question... Oh,
did Tom Russell play them this week on his show?
Did he now? I don't know. Didn't listen.
He might have played them on one show. I did hear him say, "I'm going to be playing Black Star Jackals."
Jackals.
Jackals.
I
sounds like that guy.
I went on to the show. What's it called? Max Radio or something? Max Sport. Yes. Yeah.
Max. The Max.
The what?
The Max.
The Max. And I didn't realise he'd been doing it for so long. I mean, bloody hell, there's loads of them.
Yeah.
So I've started to binge a bit, but I won't have enough time to get through them all. I mean, there's about 200 other things. So anyway, this old handsome devil's coming on next week, and we're absolutely delighted. So do send us your questions if you have any. Right, now, tonight, let's just see the chat. Oh, there's a lot going on here. Tom Russell is good stuff. Well, we'll wait and see how good he is.
He's going to be a damn sight better than us. He is a professional.
He is a You actually said earlier, "Oh, I'm doing some production." I went, "Oh my God, what's he doing?" Tom used to have a record shop in the Bish. Yeah, he did. We need to ask him some questions about that, because I don't know an awful lot about it, because I was never in that shop. I used to hear him talk about it on the rock show. Tom has a face that tells many stories from Cheryl. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, he's great. I think he's magic. I really do. I think he's terrific. I used to really, really prefer him to TV and the radio on Radio 1. I just thought he was much better. Although he wasn't as slick as Tommy Vance, but he was just great. Oh wait a minute, I'm getting used to here. Look, James, look, who even uses a Yahoo email address? I haven't had time to update it, James.
Look,
this is our young viewer, Andy. This is our young viewer. I remember this guy from last week.
Yeah, he was never born in this millennium.
Nah. How very dare you, sir? Anyway, no, I know. We have a list of things to do longer than you can believe, or you probably can't believe it.
He's not even of this generation, because he didn't say who like even uses.
Well, he's giving us some ideas for bands. Oh, he's going to be getting us into all sort of weird music. That's the last thing we need.
No.
Who's saying this? This is nice. Look, Tom Russell is the next music messiah. Well, I think he's current music messiah. Then Facebook. Now, Facebook user. Hello, everybody. Do you think Uncle Tom uses beard oil? Oh, we need to ask him. Now, Facebook user, if you remember, if you're watching, you're watching from Facebook. If you click this link I've got on the screen just now, and if you go into the Facebook group now, it's the first message at the top. If you click that link, 2-3 clicks, and your name will start appearing in the chat. Nothing, honestly, you have no data to put in. It's just really easy. So please do that if you get a minute, because we like to know who we're talking to, just in case it's Andy's dad or something appears. So, right. So what have we got on this week?
So you can ban him. What? That's terrible, mate.
Actually, he's left some very helpful comments on the Facebook group. He has. Okay. Yeah, very good. So this week we're going to do a couple of things that are different, because there've been some things happening. Obviously, the Tom thing's a big deal. I've also been talking to somebody else. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but you know who he is. And he's going to come on as well. So, and it's a musician. So I'm really pleased about that. So is Andy. So, but we'll keep it to ourselves for now. But that will confirm that in the next probably 2 or 3 weeks, but don't hold me to that. Very nice fella, a long time fan of the website, but that's all I'm going to say at the moment. So this week, we're going to talk a bit more about. I thought I was talking to Jack McCafferty, who runs Rescued Recordings, And if you don't know about that, we'll tell you about it in a minute and how to take part in it. Jack is one of the nicest guys we've come across doing this gig. We've met a lot of people, and the fans, the punters, the Apollo heads have all been terrific, apart from one or two fans of a certain singer. But everybody else has been terrific. But some of the guys in the media have been really shit. But this guy has been, well, it's true, isn't it? But this guy's played it with a straight bat. He's a lovely fella. I know he's watching. So we're going to talk about you, Jack, because we think you're absolutely amazing. We've also got some news on merchandise. Andy's been working on it. So we'll talk about that in a minute or two, because a few folk have said, how can they support the show, which is fab. So we will talk a little bit about that. And then we're going to finish with a couple of classics from one of the great bands. It's a rock band again. Sorry for the non-rock fans, but it's a bit of a rock stroke punk band are on today, but we'll come back to that later. So without further ado, let's go on with this one. So, he's away. That's good. That's a good piece of music, that, isn't it? It's really good. Bandograph Generator, absolutely brilliant. Really, really good. So here's this week's gigs. There you go. Oh my God, I can't see that. Can you see that? Oh,
I've got it on my screen right now.
Ah, right. Very professional. See, he's prepared.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Okay, what we got? Right. Friday. I've forgotten what I do now. Yes, okay, that's what we do. I just read stuff. Right, okay, we've got the Choral and Orchestral Union of Glasgow. Whoa, what are you doing now, mate?
There you go. Hang on. I pressed the wrong button. Sorry, my assistant pressed the wrong button. Sorry.
All right. The producer. Yeah. Okay, the Choral and Orchestral Union of Glasgow are always playing at that time of the year. It's still there, mate. I can still see it. But
it should be there.
It's
hang
still
on.
there.
Right, I'll do that.
That's it.
Is that okay there?
Yes.
Right.
And I probably said this before, but they became the Scottish Symphony Orchestra. These guys.
I didn't know that. You've not said that before. Well, maybe you haven't. I don't remember.
Okay. They did. They did. The Rolling Stones and the Groundhogs, and another good gig. I haven't done any listening to any old music this week, so
I don't know.
Any of this music. John Mayall and Randall Island. I bet you our intrepid
listener
Watcher was at that. Derek, I bet you Derek was at that, or maybe Chris was at that. Probably was. Yeah. Status Quo did the headliner, but I was trying to work it. I couldn't find out who the support band was for that.
What gig? When was that? Status Quo.
That was in 73.
I don't know.
Black Sabbath did it on Friday, so that'd be last week.
Badger.
They did Badger and Badger. Where'd you get that haircut? For Badger.
I nearly choked you, silly bastard.
Like some Ricky Fulton joke. 1982. Badger. Anyway, Necromandus. They were a sort of.
It's Necromandus, you numpty. It's not Nickelman. You're going to get Nickelback.
I said Necromandus.
I don't think you did. Listener, what did he say? Anyway.
Can you roll out your ears, mate? The guy from It Bites, Francis.
Oh, aye. Yeah.
Francis.
I've seen him a couple of times.
Francis Dunnery.
Yeah.
Yes, his brother played in that band.
Is that right?
And they were discovered, I think, by either Geezer Butler or Tony Iommi.
Oh.
And they took him on too.
Very good.
Bill Haley, put the thing back on. I'm sick of looking at me. Bill Haley, and surprisingly, Stevens and the Sunsets.
I know, I saw that. One of the guys in the group was at the Bill Haley gig.
Oh well, Bill Haley, legend of the rock and roll era.
I was 7.
You were 7. I was only 6, mate. So, but I probably had heard Bill Haley in the comments because my dad probably played with him.
Yeah.
And after that was a 3-night. I think it was a sellout, but I'm not sure. We'd have to look at the archives for that by Status Quo. See if they got their little You know, it'd be great if we had that book.
Which book?
Oh, the visitors book. You know, the one
Yeah.
that they signed.
Yes,
They
it would be
signed
good.
them. Yeah, that'd be great.
Wonder where
So
that is.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Has any punter got the visitors book from the Apollo? Please send to Cotswolds, Scott MacArthur.
I think I'm feeling tired now. Right, okay.
Come on, keep going. Quick.
You're right with U-boat. Don't know anything about U-boat. Mark Bolan and the Damned. I think
Never heard them.
this is my fault. I don't think this gig happened. I think it happened on the next night. It was like there was something wrong on the Saturday, so they did it on the Friday. They did it on the Sunday night. Gordon Giltrap and John Glover. Sadly, I haven't investigated Gordon Giltrap or John Glover. John Miles, again, I think I asked if he was in Asia, but that was last week. And John Cougar, did he get a bit of pelters this week? 43 years ago, did he get pelters at the gig? I think he wasn't that.
He's a funny bugger, him. We'll come back to him.
Well, he's a bit prickly and he's his own man. That's it.
Well,
Bad Company doing whatever they do, which is always good, I bet.
Marvelous.
I love Bad Company, as you know, and he's one of my favourite singers, Paul Rodgers, and the good band. Graham Parker in the Rumour, and supported by the Sports. That would have been a top-notch gig. I wonder who supported Bad Company anyway. No one flooded in with an email about that either. Nazareth and Saxon. That'd be. I don't know how Dan McCafferty could sing like that, but it's a shame he can't sing like that anymore.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just hold on a minute, mate. The chat's not refreshing. That's annoying. Can you see the current chat? The last chat I've got was Joe talking about Giltrap, and there's a few more on Facebook. They're not coming across. That's a bit weird. Sorry, folks. Sorry to interrupt you. On you go. Keep going.
Where was it? Oh yeah, Iron Maiden and Trust. That was with Paul Di'Anno this week, singing there. And I Trust, were they a French? Were they a French heavy metal band?
Yeah.
I think I probably heard them on Tommy Vance. We did. Elvis Costello and the Attractions with Dave and the Mistakes.
Goodness gracious.
I don't know what happened there, but that's a funny name they've got. The Attractions. Terrible. Madness and Joe Boxers. Yep. Good gig.
I like Madness are all right, actually. I quite like them.
Yeah. Someone said I should have posted this, but someone said the only time I saw Madness was in March, and I was going to say, was that March Madness? But yeah, I shouldn't just do my puns. Man of War. No, Man of War of Jim Brennan says Bad Company had no support band. So I'm actually seeing the chat, mate.
Right. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Man of War. I think there's a recording of the Man of War gig, and it's. Did you not play that before?
No, I wouldn't play Man of War. I couldn't cope with it.
I thought they were your favourite.
Oh, jeez. It's like Glenn Hughes, mate. They're nearly as bad as Glenn Hughes.
Dressing up in the fur and everything. That was your thing. Bit of cosplay going on. Man of War cosplay. Cosplay is for the listener is when you dress up like a comic cartoon character.
For goodness sake.
Yes. Okay. The Thompson Twins. And then they're still going. And Steve French. And then Slade playing a belter of a gig. But I'm not sure who the support band were there. But it would be good to find out. Yeah. So sorry about that. I'm a bit tired, but
that's good.
Let's go.
Do you know why I kind of see the chat that's on Facebook?
You're not on Facebook?
No, I'm watching last week's show.
Always a consummate professional here.
Oh dear. Oh, it's not right. It's not right. It's not fair. Derek's saying, what's Derek saying? Trust supported DC at Paris Bond's last. Oh, did they? Right. Okay. I actually watched a recording or listened to a recording of that. It was a good show. I don't want to talk about Bond tonight. I'm too sad about it. I can't be bothered with it. Gordon, this is a Facebook user. Come on, update your thing. Gordon Gilchart's most famous song was called Heart Song, which was used by the BBC as the theme song for Sports Scene back in the day. Oh, right. You need to get a copy of that, mate.
I can't even remember what Sports Scene sounded like.
Oh, it was one of those.
Pink Floyd.
Oh, they did have Pink Floyd, Run Like Hell. I remember that. Boom, dum, boom, da, da, da. Brilliant.
Stop. They'll copyright us. We'll get done.
God. Oh dear. Right. Anyway, thanks for that. It was really good to see you prepared significantly for the show tonight. I'm very impressed. Yeah. It was rock. It rocked me. It rocked. Anyway, what's the next? This is going to go from bad to worse. I can tell. I can feel it in my inner grumps coming out as well. I can feel it. It's going to come out.
I think your ill faith is your whatever. I can't even speak. I'm so annoyed. I can't even think. Right. Anyway, so this week we didn't quite make 9,000. But you know. It's not a competition. We're not in any hurry to get anywhere. No. And people, it's not all about figures, mate.
It's a vanity, man. Come on.
All right, okay. So you just want the biggest Facebook group ever?
Yes. Well, the biggest Facebook group about the Glasgow Apollo.
I think we're there. Yeah, I think we're there. So there's 8,958 users this week. We now have 8,958 users, which is unbelievable. Yeah. It's crazy and it's a bit mad.
It's a bit. Thanks for all the people that have been forwarding. I noticed this week there's been quite a few of you sharing the link to the show. Young James, I noticed you doing that, mate. Thank you very much. We've got some viewers on Twitch. That's quite astonishing. Hello, Twitchers. If you don't know what Twitch is a sort of gaming platform, but it's where all the really good broadcasters are, and I stalk them all to try and learn how to broadcast. Clearly, it's not been very successful.
and when you go there, they don't block. And when you go there, they don't block you when you play copyright material.
They don't. So it means that even the shows that we've had blocked, it's only been a couple, but they're on Twitch. So if you go into Twitch and just look up my name, you'll find the fully uninterrupted shows that featured Rush and AC/DC a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, sorry, mate, I interrupted you just as you were revealing.
So there's now 59 new members this week, but Facebook's a bit slow in the update, so it's probably more. I was looking at the engagements for this week. There was 99 posts.
That's unreal.
Which is unreal. And there was 2,286 comments.
What?
Yeah. And 6,835 reactions, like excellent, or angry face, or
that's shame.
Cool, or wow. Yeah. And with active members were 6,276.
Above 6,000? That's not happened before, has it?
It's got close a couple of times, but
I think it's got above before. That's incredible. Thank you, guys. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's great.
Amazing.
And I could probably tell you what days are most busy, but
you don't. Come on, now, take out the work thing. Come on, take it out.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good to see everyone engaging and talking. Yeah, it's very good.
There's a couple of comments here that are worthy of. I think Cheryl replying to Facebook user. Thanks for that, but I'm none the wiser. Cheryl, that's where I live most of my life. None the wiser. James, what are you saying here? Muse's Starlight was used for Sports Scene back in 2006. I've seen music
back in 2006.
Music like a prog band with all the talent taken out. You know, they're kind of. I quite like them, but Here's Ian. Hi, Ian. How you doing? Ian Bamford. Heart Song. This is by your guy that you couldn't remember his name, Giltrap.
Yeah.
Was used in the holiday programme on a Sunday night. Oh, so it's a bit of a theme tune. I need to get a copy of that, mate. There's a
yeah. I don't think it was Scott Sport or Sports Scene. I think Sports Scene was.
You're going to start a Barney.
That's
It'll be a
okay.
Rami. They'll end up arguing about bloody electricians again. Right, Facebook user saw the Iron Maiden gig. I think Nico McBrain was the drummer with Trust. So that's the link.
Yes.
This
feels like a thing you read in Kerrang and went, the heavy metal internet of the day.
Yes. Twitch users, get ready for Badger. Oh dear. Is that Badger a band? The band? Badder?
Yeah.
David, are you drinking too much already, mate? Is that are they? I've never heard of them. Are they any good?
I don't know.
You haven't done any homework.
It's kind of black and white. I don't know.
Yeah. And here's Trevor.
I didn't even get the black and white Badger joke. Jesus Christ, mate.
I don't get jokes. I don't get them. I'm rubbish. I did laugh at your one earlier, though. I got that one. Now, Mountains Nantucket Sleigh Ride was used for Weekend World. Yeah, yes. I remember that. That's a great tune, that. What a guitar player he was as well. I saw him once. To be honest, he wasn't very good when I saw him because I think he was ill.
Not feeling...
No, he was a bit peely-wally. So,
well, he recently died. That poor guy, that big guy.
Yeah, he was a bit of a dude. Okay, so that was what happened. I mean, again, just to reiterate, this group is bigger than if you look at other venues or even football teams and stuff. We're bigger than all of them, apart from the real top sides. But it's absolutely amazing, and what we both really appreciate is the level of engagement. It is absolutely amazing. And Andy gets texts every day. You're bloody annoying, but it's really nice. We get texts every day saying, "Can we help you with this? Can we do this for you? Are you interested in that?" It's absolutely brilliant. The level of kindness in this group is magic. I'll come off of that. It's really appreciated. It's really, really good. Right, what will we do next?
Derek's giving me a hard time on chat just right now.
Was it good? Well done. Give him a hard time. Don't give me a hard time. I'm nice. Well, there you go, Luke. What? Badger, a proggy band? No, that was Muse I was talking about, Derek. And they're not really they're a prog band with the talent taken out. But see, here's the Hive Mind. David Renfrew. They released one live Badger. Check it out. Oh, there you go. I'm actually now getting interested in listening to Badger, which is quite.
Did Brian May like them?
Right. Oh, no, I got the link. Yeah, it took me about 5 seconds, but I got it. I'm not going to explain it because I got it right away. Trevor's saying Leslie West came to the jam night I co-hosted at the Apollo Cinemas in Saltcoats. Really? What was he like? Oh, I'd like to hear about that. Because he was a very clever guitar player. I just think his health was so poor that he obviously it suffered. Here's Facebook user. Go on, click the link so we know who you are. I stand corrected by Ian Bamford. Heart Song was used for the holiday programme. I'm pretty sure Floyd's Run Like Hell was used for Sports Scene. Yes, I agree. Yeah. And then, you do need to stop the Badger innuendos. There are ladies present and Andy, so none of it. And then finally on this, this is going to get really bad tonight, I can tell. I have never witnessed a live... Oh, James, come on. Right. So what we're going to talk about next, I've lost my thread. Oh, I know what we'll talk about. Right. We're going to talk about Jack. Now, if you guys don't know this, this is Rescued Recordings. Now, it's run by a fella who he contacted us years and years ago to see, he actually said, is it all right if I do this? It's up to him. And Jack McCafferty is a gentleman, and he has been collecting recordings for years now. If you're in the room, Jack, maybe tell us how long, if you can. I can't remember when you started it, but it's a few years ago now. And what Jack does, I'm not going to do this every week. We'll show this every week, but I'm not going to do this next bit every week. But here's the rules that he's got, and I think they're laudable, and it really works, right? it's a non-profit group, which he didn't need to do. There are lots of groups on Facebook that charge you for bootlegs, but of course we don't call them bootlegs, we call them rescue recordings. Jack reminds me of that regularly. And as he says there, their aim is to get as many of the Apollo shows as they can. And I think it's about 300 shows they've got now. Once you join, if you DM Jack, you get access to a list. Now, I can't show that because that wouldn't be right, because you're not all of you are members. But he's got a couple of thousand members now, and it is absolutely fantastic. It goes from Joe Loss in 1945 to the Style Council in 1985. So it is terrific. It's a proper record of all the bands that are many, or if not most of the bands that played at the Apollo. All you need to do is get in touch with Jack. Then you see...
Send him a friend request.
Yeah. Friend him on Facebook. Get in touch with him. And then it's £2 for the discs and postage and packaging. He also does a very helpful review of every recording, whether it's a personal recording, or a lot of them are radio recordings. A lot of them are the Radio Clyde recordings. People were asking in the Facebook group about Tom Russell coming on, and yeah, the answer is there's a lot of the recordings in that archive. Every Friday, Jack puts a new recording out. And then this week, he put out a recording by America. They were kind of known as a punk band, Television, weren't they? But he put out this, and Television for me, do you remember them?
No.
I remember there were some of my slightly more sort of into the Cuban Heels type mates, the sort of guys that were into H2O and Talking Heads and that sort of ilk. Liked Television, and Suicide was other band they all liked, and there was a sort of tribe that liked Television. So I'm sure some of you have seen them. The only ones I remember that name before as well, but I'm not familiar with them, Andy. I don't know if you are. I can't remember who they were. Anyway, I've downloaded the recording and it's pretty good. And Jack actually recommends a couple of particular tracks. I haven't had time to look at them yet, Jack, but I will, because I think it's great listening to other people's recommendations. So that's what Jack does. I really would urge you to support him. He's a bit, obviously he's having problems at the moment with COVID, and he can't get to the post office as often, etc., etc. But these downloads on a Friday, it's worth joining just to get the downloads. And the other thing he's been doing, because of COVID, he's just been providing a brilliant service where he's been sending out recordings from non-Apollo shows. And I got one, there was one just last week that I loved. It was a Marillion gig at the Mayfair that my brother was at. I wasn't at it, but my brother was. And it was just great. So Jack, we love you, man. Thank you very much for being, such a cool guy to know. And the work that you're doing is just amazing. And nearly every recording we play now, including the one today, is from Jack's archive. So, get over there and see if you can help Jack. He's a bit of a dude. So let's just check the chat, mate, before we go on.
A gentleman.
That's the word. He is. And I can talk to him for hours because he's got that enthusiasm for the Apollo that is just infectious. He's like one of these new members we keep getting that, whoa, I saw these bands. He's like that all the time. So, and he's got quite a good taste in music as well, actually. Apart from Marillion, I contest his taste in the music that is Marillion. Right, so there's another couple of things that I just wanted to talk about that we saw in the socials this week. There was John Campbell. I can't read my own writing. Oh yeah, John Campbell posted this ticket. Look, it's a Rod Stewart ticket. And weirdly, I think it was the Rod Stewart gig that this photograph that I put on the group of Rod getting his Sold Right Out trophy. I think it was the same show. If you're there, mate, let me know. I'm not sure if it was, but I think it was. I looked at the dates and I think it's the same dates.
There's the visitor's book. That woman's got it.
Has she? Where?
On the left-hand side. She's looking straight to the camera.
So she has.
She's got the visitor's book.
Right. Who is that woman with the dark jacket with the white trim and the visitor's book? We want the visitor's book. Gaze the book.
Did you see Rod's carry out there?
Let's have a look. Go back.
Just on the left there. And on the right.
He looks so cheeky. Can you imagine the nonsense that him and his mates were up to that night? You can see it in their faces.
I like Rod. You can see it on their. You can see it on their faces. Is that some kind of joke?
Well, I don't tell jokes. I'm not funny. So, and everybody knows that, especially you.
I'd like Rod Stewart's hair.
Well, you'd like anybody's hair.
Oh, that's a joke.
That just comes straight out.
Oh yeah, what banter? You're a dead man.
Oh, I'm a dead man. You're only 10,000 miles away. You'll have to stretch.
Not a joke. Not a joke.
Right, here's a couple. Oh, Joe, I just realised this is Joe. I know Joe. Joe listens to my other show. Thanks for joining in, Joe. That's brilliant. This is another. Joe, we're doing T-shirts, right? And we'll talk about that in a minute. And we've got like Glasgow Apollo on one side, but on the back, we're going to put on them, I was there. Then we're going to put ones with I think I was there. Then we're going to put ones on with I wasn't there. So, Joe, you qualify for I wasn't there unless you were at a gig. I don't think you were, but Joe's asking, I'm sure the Hive Mind will let her know. Did the wonderful Billy Mackenzie or the Associates ever play the Apollo? And it, come on.
Just Google it.
Oh God, I'm controlling the show. Come on.
Do I have to go and find out?
Yeah, please. God, you can't. So
Live updates from 50 years ago.
That's good. Good. I remember the Associates.
Yeah.
Does have any recordings of the Badger? Jack, somebody's after a Badger recording, mate.
I hope so.
Oh, look, here's one. Here's somebody we were at school. Like, hello, John. I have hand-fed wild badgers. Wow.
Oof.
There you go. God, they're big, strong animals, John. Anyway, we're going to have David Attenborough coming in a minute here and start talking about fungus.
No, there was, or maybe it was the Associates. The Associates.
Tick, tick, tick,
As far as I know, the records say no, the Associates did not play.
Yeah, when did the Associates kick about? I mean, were they not 90s?
No, 80s.
Shows you how much I know about music. Anyway.
Yeah, watch it on Top of the Pops when you were a kid.
Didn't they watch Top of the Pops?
You didn't even have a telly. What are you talking about?
I lived in a shoebox in the M6.
You lived on Gormire Road. Actually, on the road.
Actually, on the road, aye. The other one that was quite different, James Hogg posted, Andy, about he obviously knows Alex Harvey Jr.
Yes, I saw this. This was
and he had clothes, you know. I mean, can you believe that? Some of Alex's clothes from the Parthead gig, the famous Parthead gig. What was it Grub? Was that the Road Crew?
Yeah,
Grubs.
Yeah. You know, grub here in Australia. If you call someone a grub, that's quite a harsh thing to call someone here. Like really, it's not a good thing to call anyone. Okay. You know.
Oh well. We're not going to call people on the show a grub then, are we?
With sweary words, it's quite close to being a sweary word.
Oh dear me.
Yeah.
And then the final one that I really enjoyed reading wasn't about the Apollo. Now, a resident administrative Nazi here didn't cut it out, but he nearly did. I know his fingers were poised over Mac's post. Mac put a post up about the Kelvin Grove Festival, and it's had nearly 300 hits, 300 comments on it. Now, that was a good festival. That we had a pipe dream right at one point, and you probably noticed we found the old newsletters a couple of weeks ago, and we're starting posting them. And back in the day, so that's 17 years ago, believe it or not, we were thinking about some way of getting funding to reopen the Kelvin Grove Music Festival because it was derelict for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And it was only, I think it was what they called the Bananas or the Fratellis or whatever the hell they're called, the Glasgow boy band. You know, but that'll get some abuse for the punters. But I think they were involved in bringing it back, and now it's a regular venue again. But there used to be a festival there, which is what Mac posted about. And I think folk really remember it fondly. It was free, wasn't it? I think I remember.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I loved it.
It was a brilliant festival. And they reckoned there was 9,000 or 10,000 at those gigs.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big gig. And some of the local bands, I mean, we used to love like Glasgow and Chaser, and I liked Abel Gans, who the singer went on to join Palace, and they supported Marillion, and I've seen them a few times actually. And then in the pop world, there was a sort of Simple Minds spin-off type music by a band called H2O, had a couple of hits.
They were good.
They were good. And do you remember John Bon Jovi turning up before anyone knew who he was?
Yeah. I don't remember. I didn't go that year.
I was there. He was kind of, I remember it was the year that they supported Kiss. That's why he was in town. And do you know, they were brilliant back then. I loved them. I thought they were absolutely magic. That first album is fabulous album. And I remember he just came, I think maybe you guys with better memories than me will remember, but he came on, I think he just waved at everybody and there was a big cheer by all the Tom Russell fans. That was really good. But I remember Glasgow in particular really putting a good show on. And then there was a band, the lad Campbell had the band The Dolphins. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
They were good. And there's a few, it's really good.
I'm pretty sure I saw them. I must have seen them 3 or 4 times at the Heathery.
They were good at the Heathery. I saw them at the venue as well in Edinburgh.
And saw Glasgow there and Chaser.
Chaser, Rush. They were excellent. So that was magic, Mac. I'm pleased you posted it there. And there isn't a lot of film around. There is recordings, and Tom Russell did recordings. Well, the Radio Clyde guys did recordings, and I had them. But I must confess, I chucked them out. And funny enough, I was in a bar where I'm going to name drop Gun, because the drummer's a mate of ours, and the guy from, is it 000?
Steve Doherty.
He's done really well, hasn't he? He's done well with himself, and he was asking for a recording of it, and I was like, oh shit. So I hope he's got a recording now. I think they did release some of it actually. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed reminiscing about the Kelvin Grove bandstand. I thought it was magic.
Yeah.
What you saying, mate?
I was going to say someone posted a picture of a pavilion ticket. I nearly bailed that one out, man. I thought,
I saw that one as well. Right, stop the badger jokes. Stop it. Right, stop it. I will stop. I'll start talking about Glenn Hughes. Right, stop it.
Good.
Right, Trevor's talking about Mean Street were brilliant that day that John Bon Jovi was there. Mean Street. I remember Mean Street. There's look at all these badger jokes. John, hi John. Honestly, between one of the lodges between Lee Castle towards Lanark, my mum and dad lived in the lodge that looks like a mini. Really? Is that where your mum and dad lived? I know exactly where you are, John. I didn't know they lived there. I saw the picture.
I know where that is too.
Yeah, it's a nice wee house that. My mum used to work in the big house there. They used to have it was terrible. They used to call it a home for spastics. Do you remember that back in the day, back in the 70s? A home for spastics.
Good.
Yeah, my mum used to work there. I think that's near there. If I've got I might have my bearings wrong. It's been so long now. John, I don't know.
Got your bearings wrong.
Say again?
You got your bearings wrong.
That's all right. That's fine. Nobody else knows.
It's close.
Yeah, same country. Facebook user back again. It was me that recorded the 00 Kilgrove.
Gordon McRae. Who? I'm looking on Facebook. Gordon McRae.
Oh, hello, Gordon. Thank you. Hit the little link, mate. Hit the link. But 00 were quite good. I quite enjoyed them.
Yes, they're very good.
Yeah, and then James saying the only Lanark I know is New Lanark. Well, it's right next to New Lanark. I was born in Lanark. Andy used to live in Lanark. Yeah, it's quite a nice wee town actually. It's a rose and the sort of all these warts, and then in the middle of the warts there's this rose called Lanark. It's actually quite a nice wee town.
You're just alienating everyone in Lanark.
I know, I'm in a mood. I don't really care. Don't care. Big shout out to McCallum and Graham.
Beautiful to live in Lanark. I loved it.
Lanark's great. I love Lanark. And New Lanark's amazing.
New Lanark used to walk around there every day.
He used to walk 20 miles a day when he was in lockdown. I mean, Jesus. Big shout out to John McCallum from Graham McDonald, saying he used to work on Radio Clyde, who put on the majority of the show as well. It was a fantastic event, Mac. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Cannot fault it at all. I
just, right. I wish everything was recorded like now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then you wouldn't. You just be faced with many telephones.
Yeah. There's a whole debate we could have about that.
Just nominate one person to video the whole thing. That's what we should do.
Yeah. I remember them again at the Marillion convention every year. The guy just comes out and says, "No phones," and they all behave, But it's very rare.
Does Marillion record the gig?
They do,
and then sell it to you.
Aye, yeah.
Well, there you go. That's good.
But I mean, it's part of their business model. So I mean, they're a bit like Pearl Jam. They release all their material, so it does make sense. Right. Yeah. So I'm going to put up my favourite bit of the show now. Have a minor whinge and then show you some stuff I got on Facebook. This is where we're encouraging you to hold on. Just let me open this. Oh, I'm getting ready for the rugby on Sunday. Can't wait. Really looking forward to it. Hopefully they'll be able to beat the Irish on Sunday, because when you see the Wales team giving England a doing, we should have hammered Wales.
What are you saying, Stuart?
That was almost funny. Twice in one night. Well done.
I thought you were going to call me Tam. I thought you would have called me Tam. But yeah, no.
No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not. I'm not going to go into that. Although I have to say, he's quite a smart guy. I quite like being associated with him. Anyway, people like Joanna will have no idea what we're talking about. Anyway, I'll tell you another time, Joe. What was I going to say? Yes. So this is where we're trying to encourage people to send in videos of their memories of the Glasgow Apollo, and we've had a few, but hopefully after lockdown, we're going to. Well, not hopefully. After lockdown, I'm going to come up to Glasgow. I'm going to sit in Renfield Street with a camera and I'm going to film you. Because I want these memories. I want them on the website. So, but that's
whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, yeah. As Bond said last month, he said it's of cultural significance. I want your memories and I want them recorded. And we've got some of them in the books, but I want more. Because we've seen the rise in engagement has been bigger than ever. As you'll see, if you look back at some of the newsletters we started to put out from 17 years ago, the numbers were tiny compared to what they are now. So one of the good things about contemporary technology is we can actually gather these things. Yeah. However, I did say last week I'd show some more of these reviews that a guy called Neil McLean has been sending us. Neil's a mate of Bond's, and I just love it for the fact it's so old-fashioned and analog, but and it kind of proves the point that analog's much better than digital in terms of survival. It just proves the point. Aren't these brilliant? Look at that. There's the Clash, brilliant. It's a good job you said that. There's some big Clash fans on here. Suicide, rubbish.
Oh, he didn't like David Essex.
Well, I'm with him on that. Then I think that's quite funny. See, Shoe Parrot. Remember Shoe Parrot? If you look in the
Chow Parrot.
I don't know. However, I mean, it's like I was having a debate with somebody today about Warren Buffett. What?
It's not shoe pastry. It's Chow Parrot.
Fork and pork comes to mind. No, let's not go there. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody giving them a good review before. Like, just good. It's not bad.
Not
good.
Really.
The Rosello. We need to talk about the Rosellos, Andy. We need to have a show that we talk about the Rosellos, because there's an awful lot of folk talk about them and how good they were at the Apollo. David Essex shite.
Edinburgh, aren't they?
What?
They were from Edinburgh.
Were they? All right, okay. I remember there was a lassie singer, I think, wasn't it? But
Faith Fife. Her name's Faith Fife.
Oh, there you go. See, your memory's brilliant, mate. The Damned, ultra brilliant. You liked The Damned. And Mickey Dread. I liked Mickey Dread. Can't beat a bit of reggae. Here's another one. This is a review of The Damned. Now, I can't really read it very well, so I won't try, but I just love the fact that these things have been kicking around now for the best part of, 40 years, and they're still there.
I'll read a bit of it.
Okay, on you go if you can read it.
The Damned was the best gig I've been to since the last Clash gig. The support gig, The Victim, were shit. I'm just quoting here. I'm just quoting what he said.
Brilliant.
He said the Damned came on with Captain Sensible slagging Glasgow, Rat Scabies praising Glasgow, and Dave Vivian, who was jumping about mental. The bouncers were out of order, but a couple of them got lifted by the police. Brilliant.
Oh.
Mad battle before the gig. Punk right after. The Damned played new and old favourites. And they also played the Pistols number, Pretty Vacant. They did 3 encores, Songs of the Night, Burglar, that's hard to say if you're from Glasgow, Purple Burglar Alarm, Burglar, New Rose, and Problem Child. Problem Child. I don't think they did the AC/DC version.
No, but that's the one I prefer.
Brilliant gig, he said.
Yeah, here's Roxy Music.
That's good.
Music. Do you like Roxy Music?
He
Do you like them?
Not really.
I
They're okay.
know
They're all right.
there's a lot of people really like them. I've never been able
I'm
to
a
get
bit-
quite into them.
I'm a bit wary of his voice. He's a bit too
Aye.
goaty for me. He's got Caprino. I think it's called Caprino Vibrato.
Oh, God.
That.
Right, okay. Rick
No,
McBeato.
No, it was not Rick Beato. It was
I said Rick Mac Beato, you numpty.
all right. It was Ken Tamplin.
Oh, right.
Told me that.
So,
Roxy Music were brilliant.
yeah. Songs of the night. Yeah, these are great. I love these. And there's one more. Let me just show you the last one.
I mean, musically they're very good. Musically they're a great band.
Oh, they are. They're brilliant. Great musicians.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant musicians.
Maybe he's just a bit too suave for me. I like my singers a bit more Bon Scott, Alex Harvey type.
A bit of rough.
Rough and ready.
Yeah.
Just like
So
myself.
the final one's Gary Newman. Now, we've talked about this gig ad infinitum. Sorry, I shouldn't talk in Latin per se.
Yeah. Oh, shut up. 3 jokes tonight, mate. What's going on?
I only had one glass of wine. Anyway, there's Gary Newman.
Honestly, you can't read it, but that's great. Brilliant.
There's a bit here. It says probably Carol fell in love with him, but that's girls! ! That's good. Anyway, thanks very much again, Neil and Bon, for introducing you to us, because it's great. There's a few more, and I'll bring on next week. So that's basically what happened on the socials. It's quite a lot this week. We
99 posts, mate.
It's amazing. Now, next up,
we need to give a shout out to William McGachin again for posting all the pictures that we see.
Fantastic.
He does a mad job doing that. Good on him.
Did you see the Van Halen pictures in the newsletter that I put out this week from April 2007?
I also saw that that was our first attempt at doing some merchandise.
Aye, I saw that, and that's the segue. That's exactly the segue. You're quite good, I don't know. Sports scene, eat your heart out. Off the ball, eat your heart out. Off his head, we should call this show. Anyway, so we've done this before. We've said in the Zoom call, the after show Zoom call, a few times that we feel slightly unsure about it, but we're going to start doing it because we just have to. So we're going to ask you for a bit of support. Now, we're not going to be pushing hard or anything. It's just I've just had to buy the Zoom license again, and that cost me 120 quid. So we're going to have to try and ask for some support for you guys. And I know there's a lot of folk who have already offered to do that.
And so I think I'm going to. We have to move the website in a couple of weeks. So it might be off for a couple of days, but I've got to pay for that.
So we're just gonna basically we're opening a shop, and Andy's pulled together the start of it, but we've got loads of ideas and we're working on loads and loads of stuff in the background. But let's just show you this little video. This is not going to be a weekly plug in the middle of the show. I'll probably put something at the end of the show from now on, because it just feels a bit odd to both of us, but we kind of need to do it. So here's a little video of the sort of thing we've been looking at doing, and we now have these shirts available. Now, we'll stick something in the Facebook group as well if you fancy getting hold of a T-shirt. We've looked at some weird stuff, including obviously things like face masks. Andy had the idea of a duvet cover. Actually, I thought a duvet cover with all the tickets on it, mate.
Yeah,
I'd want one of them. I think that'd be brilliant. One of them.
Yeah, but I don't have access to my tickets.
But are the images not good enough?
No, not the ones on the website. No.
Right, or I might need to do a plan B on that. But anyway, and so we've thought about that. Even looked at things like beer and coffee, because you can do that these days. It's amazing what you can do. I was thinking some sort of, Apollo lift-off coffee. which might work. But anyway, we're thinking about things. We're working on things. Another thing we're going to do, if I can get this young man to come across from Australia, once we get this COVID carry-on out of the way, we're going to have a get-together in Glasgow and see if we can get a couple of bands playing or something and have a sort of convention, because we feel now that we've got friends on here, haven't we? And I think we need to do it. So watch this space and that. No promises at the moment, but I've run a few events in my life, so I'm quite keen to do this, and I'd love to do it.
I've got an idea for that, mate.
Have you? All right, cool. The other thing that we would welcome, though, is any ideas, because the hive mind invariably helps. It makes me laugh, because some of the ideas you come up with are brilliant. So let us know, and it's a lot easier now to sell merch than it used to be. These companies print it for you on demand. I mean, I've actually got a few of the Fuck Bingo Long Live Rock t-shirts that we did about 5 or 6 years ago. I've still got some of them left in large and extra large as well. I'll stick it up on the website. But thanks for your support. Thanks, Jim. An extra large tea for me, guys. You're brilliant. And so no, we'll put something on the Facebook group. But the little link there, it's very, very simple. It's on the website. It's just glasgowapollo.com/merch, and you'll see a link to the shop there. And any support you can give us, guys, would be much, much appreciated. What's this? This is from James. I said the Davey cover last week, Scott. I might have no copyright. Blah, blah. Oh dear, was it you? Was it? I thought it was you, Andy.
You were on the.
Oh, you were on the chat, were you? Right. You that sent me the link. Anyway, we've nicked it, James. We've nicked it.
You were on the drink.
Yeah.
You were on the drink.
So anyway, I hope you don't mind us, try to sell some stuff, but it just helps us cover our costs. So it would be much appreciated if you could help us. Right. We're nearly at the end of the show, mate.
Wow.
We've got some rather good rock and roll to finish with in a minute. I'm just make sure I've not missed any comments here. Oh, guys, you're brilliant. Look at all these people saying they'll help. Brilliant. Wait a minute, Facebook user. Large but no baggy. This is not a fashion show. You're going to get what you get.
You can choose that if you want. You go to the site.
But does it do that? You go to that detail? Goodness gracious. Oh, look at James's idea here. Look. A Glasgow Apollo tea towel. Are you saying our watchers are getting to the age they're buying tea towels, or is it for the mum and dad? It's for the mum and dad. So thanks.
Actually for the grand and grandpa, mate, I think.
I will. Yeah. But James is clearly our marketing guru. James, we need to talk. More ideas, please. So I was thinking about a memory stick as well. All sorts of things we can do. So do people still use memory sticks? I don't know, but
I need one.
Anyway, you'd have
right
one,
now.
would you?
I need one right now, mate.
Oh, do you? Right. I've not had one of them for years. So tonight's final little piece of music. This is quite. I mean, it's a heavy metal thing, but this is a band that were one of the first bands I ever listened to, and it was Motorhead. And I remember one of our friends, a guy called Kenny Harvey, gave me a copy of No Sleep Till Hammersmith, which was their live album. And I remember I lived in a place called Miller Street in Carluke. We'd moved off the M6 at this point, and we got I had a record player, and Kenny gave me a loan of this album, and I listened to it and there was 2 tracks that I think were partly responsible, certainly for my taste back then. I mean, I still listen to Motorhead occasionally, but they're kind of punk metal, aren't they? How would you describe Motorhead? Just Motorhead, I guess.
Motorhead, but, loud, focused rock and roll.
Yeah, great rock and roll guy. And I mean, Lemmy's a legend. I was very upset when he died. But so was Animal, and so was Fast Eddie. That lineup. And I quite liked the other lineups as well. And I saw them a couple of times, and they were good band. They were in the band longer than Filthy Phil and Animal were. But I just it just got me. And so the first song that we're going to play is We Are the Road Crew, which I just love the song. And then you can probably guess what the second one is. So this is Motorhead, recorded at the Glasgow Apollo back in the 80s.
Glasgow! Hey, Glasgow! This sound like Leo Sayer! Glasgow! That is more like Glasgow as I have come to know it. This one is the swing of the rock crew. Another town, another place, another town, another place, another coach, another race. Another dream, I'm going mad, another night and I feel sad. No one's leaving, I feel bad. Driving like a vegetable, turning around, another room, a case of bad. We are the road crew. Another town left behind, another drink completely blind, another hotel I can't find. Another backstage pass for you, another tube with super glue, another border to get through. Driving like a maniac, driving way to hell and back, another room I chase it back. We are the road crew. That's it. Another urine not to learn. Another truck stop on the way. Another name I learned to play. Another word I learned to say. Another bloody customs post. Another fucking foreign coast. Another set of skies to boast. We are the road crew. You bet.
Guess what's on next, mate?
Dankeschön. That's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever.
Brilliant.
Absolutely magic.
Rock and roll.
Love them.
Woo!
What a tight band they were, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were fantastic.
You sound like Leo Sayer. Whoa.
Yeah, well, he went controversial. I'm sure if you were there, you would say, "Now, Lemmy, calm down.
Yeah.
Everyone's got different opinion.
Yeah.
Don't be controversial."
Yeah.
We had a guy. Does anybody remember the band Weapon? Supported Motorhead in 1980, I think it was. The singer of Weapon, Danny Hayes, Danny, if you're there, sorry mate, got your second name wrong, I think. Ended up Danny contributed to the website, and he's been a regular contributor. And I've not met Danny, but he feels like a mate now because we've known him for so long. And I went over to, he lives in Stockholm now, but he was just saying in his own Facebook group that Weapon are coming back to do a gig in Glasgow, in London. So any Londonites there, go and see Weapon. They're great, sort of new wave of heavy metal band. But yeah, Motorhead, what a band. What a band. Wait, did you ever see the documentary about him?
Yes.
What did you think of it?
I liked it.
I liked it as well, but I felt slightly sad about it because I just
it
felt
was good.
I thought he was lonely.
Yeah,
you know?
I would have thought he would have had a nicer house, but he was probably happy where he was. He had a wee apartment, didn't he?
And he would go out and play the puggy all day. You know that. Sorry for walking off of Scotland. The slot machine. Yeah, he was great and a great live performer, and he liked some quite interesting types of music. He loved the sort of Stray Cats type music, you know, the hillbilly type music, and
rock and roll, mate.
Rock and roll. He was terrific. He did a tour with them, I think. He certainly did a TV show with them, so he was a real character. Anyway, did you enjoy that tonight, mate?
Yeah, started off badly, dipped in the middle, got better towards the end.
Was that bad?
Well, I was bad. I was just,
Bones, remembering that he was a real gent. He had quite a collection of war memorabilia. Yes, he did. He got some abuse for that, didn't he? I don't know why, but Cheryl, I think that's the best way to describe it. It was bittersweet. I mean, it kind of left me feeling quite empty and quite sad for him, but he loved his life. You know, he was always, you know, up for it. So quite a character. So to end, it's a reminder. Next week we have Uncle Tom Russell on the show. I can't wait. It's brilliant, delightful, magic, odd. I don't know what other words I could think of, Andy, to describe it. If you're watching, Tom, you enjoyed the show. But we're really looking forward to it. So please tune in again.
I'm going to be watching some of Tom's interviews this week to get some pointers on how to do professional work.
What about you'll make of this? But anyway, so thanks.
Well, I think it'll be good.
I think it'll be great. Well, my favourite show that we've done so far is the one we did with Tommy McGrory.
Yeah,
that was a great show. And hi, Tommy, you're usually watching there, mate. Absolutely fantastic. So, you know, having a guest on it takes away from the lack of professionalism with me and Andy. I think I was there. Yes.
I mean they talk.
Yeah, they talk. We don't need to talk nonsense.
And you get a different voice.
Yeah, and I think Tom's got quite a good memory as well. So, but we can test him next week. We can test him.
He's got an unbelievable memory.
Aye, it's like a photographic type behaviour, isn't it? It's amazing. So, and if you don't know who Tom Russell is, I should really say he was the sort of the rock show host on Radio Clyde for about 350 years, and basically most rock fans would listen to Tommy Vance on Radio 1, as I said earlier, until midnight. Then they'd switch over to Tom Russell on Radio Clyde, and we used to write into him, didn't we?
Oh, mate, I've
every week.
I've got. I think I said this before. He sent me a postcard because I sent him in my top 10 for some reason. I don't know what it was, but he sent me a nice postcard with him in the studio, looking suitably professional, microphone and all that. Yeah. I was like, oh, Tom Russell. He's
Well,
brilliant.
he knew how to get a crowd, and he knew how to create a tribe. I mean, he was brilliant at it. He was absolutely brilliant at it. Dave Renfrew saying Lemmy done the head cat recordings with some of the guys from Stray Cats. There you go.
Right.
I knew there was something. Thanks, David, for
Moorhead, Stray Cats. See what they did there?
Yeah. It was very good. Very, very clever. Here's Trevor again. I wonder how much Lemmy's Third Reich memorabilia was worth. He had an Iron Cross first class with diamond medals. Amazing. He was right into it, wasn't he? He was right into it. Anyway, so we hope you've enjoyed the show. For those of you who know, we are having the after show Zoom chat. Zoom chat. Do you know, I've been working on a video all week, and I'm absolutely buggered. But this has been great. I've really enjoyed it. So we have an after show Zoom chat, and it's a good laugh. We all have a glass of beer, and Andy has a coffee and an alcohol-free beer, given it's the morning time where he is. But if you want to join us, you'd be very welcome. It's just a witter. It's not anything like not as professional as me and Andy do this show. But if you'd like to join us, it would be fantastic. So thank you ever so much. We hope to see you next week. Please send us your memories via the outdated email address. Thank you, James. I will get another one. And thanks for all these chat things about our merchandise. That's just magic.
And if you've got any questions for Tom Russell, the man that rocks Glasgow, that's only every time I hear his name, that's what I want to say.
The man that rocks Glasgow. Yeah, you're quite right.
Tom Russell, the man that rocks Glasgow.
So we better say good night. We're wittering now. We're wittering. Stop it. Right. Good night. Thanks very much for joining the show. Go on.
Good night. Thank you.
Right.
Good night from me.